I'm going to show you guys how to use Claude Code to go viral, and I'm going to be exposing the one skill that I have been using every single day for the last 5 months to generate over 14.1 million views and over 81,000 followers on Instagram, and overall growing now one of the largest and fastest growing AI school communities on earth, directly from the Claude skill that I'm going to be exposing to you guys today. Now, the biggest problem with content creation, as we all know, is the physical ideation part, right? Yes, it's hard talking on camera, or maybe editing is hard for you, right? But at the end of the day, coming up with ideas that are actually good and are proven to work is by far the hardest thing to come by. Okay, so I'm going to be breaking down the skill that actually I use daily to come up with viral winning ideas. And then from there, we're actually going to do a test run through to show you guys exactly how it works. Now, just to give you guys a brief overview here, this is the daily content researcher skill. Now, what this skill does is this skill is going to basically idea mine the entire internet to find you winning viral ideas and base it off of data that you already have, and that is winning. And this is something that I give directly to my community members. So if you guys want to go check out the community, the link is in the description below. But essentially, a quick overview of how this works before I actually run this and show you live is pretty simple. So basically, when we activate the daily content researcher, the only thing we need to do is quite literally come into Claude and type daily content researcher. That's all we have to do. And then I just hit enter, okay? And what I'm gonna do, actually, I'll run this while we're working on this, okay? So it runs. Then what happens is it's gonna read my business Claude MD. This thing knows exactly my business from front to back. It's gonna read my avatar guide. So who exactly are we serving, right? Because I want you guys to make content that is serving your audience. I don't want to make content for the sake of it just to go viral, because that is a great way to be broke. So what this skill does is it knows your business and it knows exactly who we're making the content for. So when we go to search for resources on that content, it's going to search for stuff that people that you're serving like, okay? Then it's going to go to viral content patterns. So I have a ton of data on all of my viral videos and all the patterns that come along with it. A hook file of over 400 winning hooks, not only in my niche and in my content, but also in my competitors, and all of social media's best hooks, and then a scripting voice. So a Claude MD file or a Claude context file or a reference file that is basically written specifically in my voice, what type of words I like to use, how much I like to swear, all of those different things, okay? And then all of this data is fed into 4 agents that run in parallel. Now, if you don't know what parallel means, basically just means it runs side by side. So each one is doing an agent at once, okay? So let's see if this one's up here running, okay? But basically, it's like it'll send one robot, it'll send basically 4 robots at a time to these different resources. So one goes to GitHub trending, finds the latest trending GitHub repos that are going crazy on GitHub for some reason, and I can make content from that. Reddit trending, so it searches Reddit and scrapes Reddit for the trending topics in my niche. X looks for the top 50 to 100 tweets that are by engagement. So what's really going, what is going viral within X in my niche, and then does a web search via Perplexity that basically scrapes the entire internet, all the major news outlets on the latest on AI news. And then essentially what it does is it brings it back here, and it does what we call an evaluation. So this evaluation takes all these agents in parallel, all the GitHub, the Reddit, the X, and the web search, and then it does basically a 5-step eval. First is an archetype fit. So does it match one of the 8 viral topics or 8 viral patterns that we're looking for, right? And if it's not, we just skip it completely, right? Those archetypes are specific things, specific people that we know it's going to go viral for that specific audience. Then a TAM check. So what is the TAM metric on it? If you don't know what TAM means, TAM is total addressable market, meaning how big is the amount of people that you can show this to, right? So if I were to draw you a simple example, TAM is like this. So, let's say we're talking about AI, right? And this is AI right here. And everybody, let's say there's like 1 million people inside of here, right? So we got 1M, okay? Then let's say only 100,000 people actually know about Claude Code, right? Which probably be a bigger circle than that, but you got 100K in here, okay? So if I make a piece of content on Claude Code, only these people in here will actually understand it and see it. Versus if I made a piece of content on, say, ChatGPT, there's a way larger market that knows what ChatGPT is, and there's a way larger chance that it will go viral. However, that is not the only thing. Now, I know you're probably wondering, like, oh, well, I should just make broader content. No, it's not the case at all. Because, again, we want to go viral, but we don't want to go broke, okay? People go viral and they go broke right after, and that's a problem. Because they start doing this. We're like, oh, okay, well, I should stop making this content that talks to this specific person. I should make it larger and a bigger TAM. It's just not the case, right? Now, there are things inside of your audience that can be larger TAM. So Claude Code plus ChatGPT equals unlimited ads, right? That mixes 2 audience and combines the 2. Now you've got a huge TAM and you're talking to that specific person that you want, right? So there's many different things that go into it. But we want to appeal for the trending topics. We want to appeal as broadly as possible, just because AI is a very broad scope and everybody wants to know the latest tools and everything that's coming out, okay? Then demo ability. So can you show this on screen? Can I physically walk somebody through, like let's say it's a video of like, oh, this guy created a video game with Blender, and then I split screen the actual video of him creating it with me talking over it, right? Like that's like a physical thing that people can see. So it has demo ability, right? Then hook potential. Does it map to a proven hook framework from your swipe file? So in my swipe file, I have over 400 winning hooks that I give to my community members as well. That's all my hooks, hook frameworks, and then it basically applies and searches that whole thing, looking for if the topic that we found can actually interact with one of the hooks inside of that file, right? If it can, and it can swap in and out for one of those viral hooks, then we know, okay, we got something here. Like this is gonna work, this topic's gonna work. And then timelessness. Is it fresh or is it already in yesterday's log? So did I do this yesterday? Did I already scrape it? Is the topic old already? Is the trend past? All of those kind of things. And then essentially it's fed into, so once we have all those, we get the top 10 video ideas directly from that. And now we have 10 video ideas on that day that we can record. I mean, we record all 10, we can pick 2, we can pick 1, maybe we don't even like any of them, we pick 0 for that day, right? But we have an unlimited video idea generator, okay? Now this thing is still running here, but you see how it's going through quite literally every single different, so got GitHub trending and web search, now firing off X and Reddit scrapes. So it already searched GitHub and web search, and now it's gonna do Reddit scrapes and Twitter. And how it does that is it uses Apify. If you guys don't know what Apify is basically just a store for, it's basically just a store, a marketplace for scrapers. So any piece of data on the internet that you want, you can get in Apify. So you can scrape Twitter, or you can scrape TikTok for trending videos. You could scrape Google Maps for local businesses. You could scrape freaking Facebook, YouTube for winning videos, LinkedIn. I mean, and it's not just social media, it's just showing that for me because that's my algorithm. But there's so many different scrapers that you can use, and that is what we utilize for the GitHub trending and the web search. So now it's gonna fire off Twitter and Reddit, and it's gonna use those Apify scrapers. So we're gonna let this cook here for a second. And boom, done. So now we've got all 4 sources in. Here's today's research. So basically scraped X, got 30 posts, Reddit 75 posts, GitHub 25 posts, and web search 3. Evaluated 130 pieces of content and took 10 that was actually worth making. So if you can see here, it's like open screen, free screen audio, or studio alternative, Claude Mythos 5. So this is like Claude, which clearly is a massive TAM. And then it kind of breaks down like the exact source, and then it gives us why the video is gonna work. Right, so like everyone who uses Claude wants to know what this means for them. And then it gives me like a suggested angle. Perplexity Computer, Google Design, like you just see how it's just giving me all of these trending topics that I can use. And then basically it prompts me to do this. So what do you want to do with today's topics? Pick topics for pipeline, change or re-rank, or done for now. So what I can do is like pick for pipeline. And then, let's say that I wanted to make a video about, let's just pick a random one. Like we'll do DeepSeek 4. So we'll do number 7. So I basically say, I like 7 or 5, 9, or I can say all of them. And then what it's going to do is it's connected to my Airtable pipeline. So inside my pipeline, I have basically a content pipeline that I've created that is essentially all of my content in a simple Kanban board and in several grids if this thing wants to freaking load. But that's how like I manage my content. So you see how it's like creating a record. So we will see the record here, and let's check it out. So it's going to create the record inside of, I've got multiple tabs here. This is annoying here. Okay, so let's see if it pops in for scripter here. So add a DeepSeek to your content as an idea when you're ready to develop in Content Scripter, and boom. So it should pop up. Let's see. Yeah, boom, right here, DeepSeek. So it popped in right there. So now it should be under idea. I don't know. It's because I changed them around here. But it comes in as idea, and then it's inside of my idea pipeline. So then I know, okay, now I have this video. So now I need to send it to my scripter and my prepper and just work them down the pipeline. So, but that is everything for the daily content researcher skill. Hope you got a ton of value out of this video. If you want access to this skill, I actually dropped it inside of my community. We've got over 569 members so far in the Noah AI Premium community. I'm so blessed for that. We are one of the, I think, top 3 fastest growing AI communities on earth right now. So if you want to get access to this skill and you want a full Claude Code course for dummies, short form content systems, carousel systems, ad systems, literally everything, and be mentored by me one-on-one, then go click the link in the description below and join the community. But that's everything for today's video, guys. I hope you got a ton of value out of it. Let me know in the comment section. Peace.